All right, continuing on with our $5 a day Facebook ads plan, let's look at how to set this plan up. Let's look at how to set this strategy up in actual Power Editor. So we have the PDF, the accompanying PDF for this bonus. We have the slides that we just went through. Now let's take a look at actually setting up a campaign for our $5 a day plan. And we are starting here in Power Editor, okay? In the upper left-hand corner of your business manager, you can click the three little lines to get to the tools, and you will see Power Editor right here, and you can click on that, and we'll take you to Power Editor. Now, the strategy that I'm going to use is very well going to be different from what you're going to do. But for this example here that I'm going to set up, my strategy is going to be, I want someone to buy my course, okay, my Facebook ads course. And the offer that I'm going to make is to invite them to a live webinar training. So my Facebook ad is going to reflect the invitation to come to my live webinar training. And from that webinar, that's where I will make the offer for my course. So my strategy is going to look like Facebook ad into a registration page where they opt in, where they give me their name and their email. And then from there, they will get signed up for the webinar, and they're going to get some emails letting them know, hey, don't forget to show up for the webinar. Then we're going to have the webinar, and then the webinar will make the offer for the course. They will click on that link. They'll go to a page, the sales page. They'll complete this. They'll click on a button on the sales page too that says enroll. We'll take them to the order form. They'll complete the order form, and then they become a paying customer, and they have joined the course. So that's what my strategy will look like. And here's how I would set that up for $5 a day. Okay, so I'm in Power Editor. I'm going to go to the top left-hand corner here and click on Create Campaign. Then I'm going to choose a name and the objective. Now, my objective is going to be conversions because my goal is to get people to register or convert on my landing page. So that's going to be the top right objective up here. And so for the campaign name, I want to say Rick, $5 a day plan test. I'm going to click continue. So that's the campaign level. That's all I have to do for the campaign level. Choose an objective and choose a name for my campaign. Then at the ad set level, you can see over here on the left-hand side, the first option they ask me is conversion. So I want to tell them which conversion. Remember, in our step one, we want to make sure that we create a custom conversion because we got to be able to track those conversions that we're sending Facebook ads to our registration page. Now, in this first step here where it says conversions, we're telling Facebook we want to optimize the campaign to get more of this, whatever this is. And for us, is going to be conversions on the registration page. So I would just click in the field here, and I would choose our webinar registration. Let's just say I choose this one here. So now I'm telling Facebook to optimize the delivery of my ad campaign to get me as many of these webinar registrations as possible, okay, at the lowest price. And then for my audience targeting, all right, I want to target the United States. I'm going to keep this very simple, all right? Scrolling down here, remember, again, this is our $5 a day plan, so we're going to target one target audience. For the age range, I'm going to, again, this is going to be specific for you and your specific target audience. For me, I'm going to choose 28 to 55. And again, this is going to be very specific to your audience. I'm going to choose both men and women. And then for my detailed targeting here, okay, this is where you brainstormed your list of top 5 competitors, top 5 businesses or people who are similar to you. I've just put down a few ideas here. For me, Amy Porterfield, Social Media Examiner, Mari Smith. So I'm going to do Amy Porterfield for this example here. So I'm going to type in Amy Porterfield. Here she is. And here is, so that's my targeting group, or that's my target audience here that I want to target. Now, if you have done your brainstorming and you put one of your top option in here to the field and it does not come up as an option, unfortunately, it's not an option for you to target. Unfortunately, I wish I had a better answer for you. So I would kind of keep moving down your top, brainstorm list until you find one that you can put in, starting with the most relevant that you can come up with. Okay. As you scroll down here, what I do recommend that you just keep it very simple. I'm sorry. Do one interest. So I'm going to target Amy Porterfield here. And then remember, in step number 3, we want to choose our placement. And I recommend choosing mobile newsfeed and the desktop newsfeed. So I'm going to uncheck the other ones. I'm going to uncheck Instagram, uncheck audience network. So just mobile newsfeed and desktop newsfeed are scheduled. All right. And so I'm telling Facebook to show my ad within the newsfeed, where you scroll through on the desktop, so the desktop computer or laptop, and then also mobile, which is mobile phones and tablets like iPads stuff. So daily budget, I'm going to change this from $20 to $5. And then for my schedule, you're going to put in the schedule of whatever dates that you want to use here. So let's just say I want to start this on October 1st, and I want it to end on October 7th. And so I do recommend starting your ad as early as possible in the day. Okay, so let's just say, let's start this ad at 4 a.m. And so this is actually starting 4 a.m. Pacific time. I'll start a little bit earlier, 3 a.m. Pacific time. And then I want it to end at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time because I want it to run the full day. And so I have my start and end date and the times, okay? Then I wanted to optimize for the ad delivery as we're just moving down here, setting up our ad. Now for the optimization for ad delivery, we want to optimize for conversions because remember, that's what our goal is. Then for the conversion window, I recommend choosing 1 day. Basically what this is here is how long does it generally take somebody to make a decision to convert on your registration page? Well, if they're just going to your webinar registration page or an opt-in page for a download, they're just going to come to that page, make a decision, and opt in, or they're not. It doesn't take like several days for them to make that decision. So that's why we're going to choose 1 day for the conversion window. Bid amount is going to be automatic. And then for our ad set name, what I'm going to do here is I want to put in, I like to name it, the ad set name, the targeting group. I'm going to say male/female. I think we did 28 to 55. And then we did mobile and desktop. And you could maybe just M or NDK or something, whatever you want to do. This, again, there's no right or wrong on naming the naming conventions here. For the ad set name, though, I do like to put in the placement and the target. So in this case here, Amy Porterfield, I'm going to click continue. So our ad set is completely set up now. Okay. Now for the ad, and now we set up $5 a day. Now for the ad, we are going to choose a single image, okay? And so I'm going to upload an image, and I have one in mind here that I wanted to grab. I need to find that here. That's here. We're going to choose this one right here. Okay, so here's our image. Okay, cool. And now we're going to scroll down here. So we're going to do our Facebook page, which is our business page. And the website URL that we're going to send people to, just in this example here, is going to be rickmulready.com/FB training. So the destination, the website URL is whatever the URL that we want to send people to. So this is going to be our opt-in page or our registration page. Okay. For the headline, in this case here, I'm going to say live training. Get more leads. This is terrible, but I'm going to say this. This as an example here. Get more leads and sales with Facebook ads. I'm going to say learn how to get more leads and sales with Facebook ads. So that's going to be my headline, which is this section right below the image. For the text, I already had an example ready here. So I'm going to copy this. So this is a good note here, by the way. I like to write my copy outside of Facebook. Okay, so I like to, whoops, there's an error here. What is our error? An invalid character. Okay, so I have some sort of character in here. Oh, this, let's see, it could be this. I'm glad this is happening in this example here, because now we're looking for to correct what the issue is. Oh, it's this right here. It's these double marks here. So let me just go through and clean these up. It's gone through and cleaned them all up here, and you can see that the red box just turned to blue. Okay, so we've corrected the error, and I just put hyphens in here. Now, what I want to encourage you to do as you're setting up your ad text here, I have long copy right here. Now, make sure that you have lots of white space in your ad copy here. So you have all the white space in here. It's very easy to read. Make sure that you do the same for yours as well. Okay. For my call to action, I'm going to do learn more. For my newsfeed description, this is an opportunity for you to have additional text. So the newsfeed description, the newsfeed link description is text that's going to be below your headline down here. And so where it says, if you're an online business looking for more consistent leads and customers, this is the description here. So I'm going to leave this actually right for now. The display link right here is just this link that shows up right here. You don't have to have a URL. You can have, for example, additional copy or additional call to action, I should say. But in this example here, I'm going to use the same URL as my click-through URL, rickmulready.com/FB training. Cool. So that's what's going to show up here down here as my display URL. I want a pixel track. Remember, we're using our custom conversion. So if you have a custom conversion set up, you will see that here. Okay. You will see that in this list here, and you'll just select that custom conversion. So now we have our ad set up. And if we want to see what it will look like, so this is what it will look like in the desktop newsfeed. This, if we click on the mobile newsfeed, this is what it will look like in our mobile newsfeed. Okay, so we've set up our $5 a day campaign right here. Okay, now we've set up our campaign objective. It was increase conversions on your website because we want to get registrations. The ad set, we set up the conversion pixel that we want to optimize the campaign for. We set up our target audience. We set up our placement, which was desktop newsfeed and mobile newsfeed. And then we set up our budget of $5 a day and the schedule. And then obviously we just set up our actual campaign here. Okay. So I want to save draft, and then it's going to give you an overview of what your ad all the information that you just created there. And then I want to do save to draft. And so now it's going to show up in our list here of our ad sets, of our campaign. So here is our campaign that we just created. And then the first one here is our Amy Porterfield. This is our ad set that we just created. All right. Now, if we want to, once our ad is running, remember in step number 6, I think it was, for scaling, we want to add, if we want to add another target audience to this campaign, once we're getting some good results, okay, maybe we want to move from $5 a day to $10 a day because we want to add one other target audience here to our campaign. So all I'd have to do is check the box next to our ad set name, come up here to our the little plus sign here, click on duplicate, and we want to keep the same campaign. We're going to click create. And so now I'm just going to move this column out here a little bit. And now it's going to give me a copy. It's going to say copy right here. So now all I have to do to duplicate this, to create another, we just duplicated it, to create another target audience is just change the name of it. Let's just say Social Media Examiner. I'm going to do SME, okay? So now I just get to change the name of the ad set, then go over here to the audience, change Amy Porterfield to Social Media Examiner. There we go. And then we would go through just like we just did. Okay. And so we're done. That's all we have to do in order to bring up another or to create another ad set, another target audience, because everything is the same. The dates, the daily budget, the conversion event that we're optimizing for, all that stuff is the same. Our target, the demographic targeting and the geographic targeting is all the same thing. And so now the only thing I had to change was the detailed targeting section. So now I'm scaling. So now I have one target audience that's $5 a day for Social Media Examiner, and then one target audience, $5 a day for Amy Porterfield. Okay. Now, when you're all done, when you're ready to go, you just click the green. I'm not going to do this now because it's a test campaign. This is actually live, live in Power Editor. Review changes, the green button up here. You would just hit that button, and that submits it to Facebook for their approval, and your ad will begin running if it's whatever your scheduled start date is after they approve it. And that is start to finish how you would set up a $5 a day Facebook ad campaign, keeping things very, very simple.